Hello, once again. So we are on chapter 7 of grade 6, Getting to Know Plants, and in this video we are going to talk about flowers. Now flowers are everywhere around us and they look so beautiful that whenever you look at a flower you actually feel like plucking it and keeping it with yourself. But that's what we're not supposed to do. The flower belongs to the plant, so it should not be plucked, and the reason is because it has a lot of functions which are very important for a plant to be multiplied into other plants, and that is what we are going to study today. That why shouldn't we pluck flowers and how come they're useful in our ecosystem. Now this is a flower. So before studying the functions, let us see what are the various parts of flower. A flower, the main function that you see, the green colored part, it is called the sepal. And on the sepal, you're going to have colorful petals. So there are many whorls in a flower. The outermost whorl, the outermost covering is the green part, in which all the other parts are going to be there. So the green part, the sepal, and then there are petals, the second whorl, which are the colorful petals. So it can be red, it can be purple, it can be yellow. It is colorful, it has a lot of fragrance. The reason is it has to attract the insects for pollination. It attracts insects, it attracts bees for pollination. That is why it's so colorful, because we always get attracted to various colors. Inside that, there is going to be two main organs, which are pistil and stamen. Now, the way in humans we have mummy and papa, the male and the female, the same way in a flower, there will be a stamen, which is the male reproductive part, and there will be a female, that is pistil, which is the female reproductive part. There are flowers in which only stamen would be there, or only pistil would be there, or both are there. So there can be incomplete flowers also, and there can be complete flowers also. If we discuss this further, the sepals or the green covering that you saw was the calyx. So it is the green covered part, the outermost whorl, and it is the supporting system of all the floral parts. So it supports them, it holds them together. The second, the colorful petals, are also called the corolla, which are very flat and they attract the insects because of the fragrance and the colors, which is very helpful in the pollination. Then comes the androecium. Androecium, or the stamens, which we saw, the male reproductive organ, which has two parts in it: the filament, the straight part, and the anther on it. And the anthers are going to carry pollens on them, which are then transferred to other parts or the female reproductive organ to form a different plant. Now, gynoecium is the female reproductive part. It is also called the carpel or the pistil. It has three parts. So your stamen was having two parts only, filament and anther, and the female reproductive part is going to have three parts, which is the stigma, the style, and the ovary. Now, style is the stalk. It is the line which is connecting the stigma to the ovary. Stigma is there to receive the pollens from the anther of male reproductive part, and the ovary is going to store them. So ovary already has ovules in which there are eggs, and these pollens are going to enter and they are going to fertilize it, which you will be studying in the further standard. So it fertilizes the eggs which are there in the ovary, the ovules, which in turn turns into a different seed, a fruit, and a different plant. So same type of plant, but so by this we understand that flowers are actually important for reproduction, for producing a different plant. So if suppose there are no flowers, there are no reproductive organs, then if a plant dies, there will be no second plant. The plant's like it's gone. So the fruits that you see, the seeds that you see, everything comes from a flower. And that is why the moment you pluck a flower, you are actually reducing a plant on the earth. Just for recap, just write it down in the comment box. What are the different parts of plant that you see over here? Now this table is there in your textbook. It has the name of the plant. It has the height of the plant, whether it is short, it is tall, it is. So in the previous videos, we have studied about the shrubs and the herbs. So all this is just the recap of it. We have kept the recap parts in this video for you to understand the other parts of the chapter. So here, how is the stem? So if you see a tomato plant, Tomato plant, the height is going to be short, it is going to be green and tender. So stems are going to be green and tender, not thick and hard. And it is a herb. The same way mango is going to be a tree because it's very high and the stem is very thick and hard. So the trunk is very thick and hard. While lemon, you will see it's a shrub. So stems are hard but not thick, and the branches are at the base of the stem. That is why it is a shrub and not a herb or a tree. Like this, there are many plants which are given, and this is how you fill the table. Now we come to photosynthesis. So in the previous video, we studied about the leaves, the venation, their function. The leaves, the way flower helps in reproduction of a plant, the same way the leaves are going to help you in the photosynthesis, that is the preparation of the food. Now this process we have been studying since a lot of years now. So in the process of photosynthesis, we will need sunlight, which will give you the light energy. So leaves, especially the leaves, are going to have stomata under them, and the stomata is going to capture the sunlight. There is chlorophyll on the leaves. The green color is because of the presence of this pigment, which is the chlorophyll. So this chlorophyll is going to capture the sunlight. It is going to have carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. So the stomata is going to take the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Then these three things, the sunlight, the chlorophyll, the carbon dioxide, are going to combine and make food. So there are minerals also in the soil. The water is taken up by the roots. So the water is also there as a part of the photosynthesis. So the sunlight, the chlorophyll, the water and carbon dioxide, all these four components help in making the food, and oxygen is liberated as a byproduct. So this entire process of making food by the leaves with the help of sunlight, chlorophyll, water, carbon dioxide is called photosynthesis. Now we also studied about the roots. So there are two main types of roots, which are the fibrous root and the lateral roots. Fibrous roots are also called the taproot. So the first image that you see are the taproot. So there is one main root, and from there a lot of roots are branching out. That is a taproot. While a fibrous root is going to branch out from the tip, from the end of the stem only. That is the fibrous root. Now germination. So when we sow a seed from the flower, we are getting the seed. So when you sow that seed, the seed germinates into a new plant. Germination also has a lot of stages, and a sprouting experiment you can do at home using cotton or soil and some mustard seeds or the Bengal gram, that is the green seeds that you have at home. You can use it and see how they sprout. What comes first? So in the image that you can see, you will see that the roots are coming first to hold the plant. So when you sow the seed, you add water to it, you add some minerals to it, it is going to turn into a plant. The roots are going to come first, and then the shoot part is going to come. In this third image, you will see it is the number of hours it takes for a seed to sprout. So dry seed is the stage 1. Then stage 2, that is the rapid water absorption. The seed is going to take up the water, so it takes around 0.75 hours. And then the third stage is slow water absorption. So once it has taken a lot of water, now the water absorption is going to be very slow, because now it has to be absorbed by the seed to turn to sprout out, and that is going to take around 6 hours. Then in 24 hours you will see the root part coming out. The root part is going to come out in the 24 hours time, and then the stage 5 is where the shoot part is going to start coming out of that seed. So now the shoot part is there, the root part is there, and the entire seedling can be there in 144 hours. These were all the parts of plant. Now if you see plant as a whole, so we have seen that the function of root is to absorb the water and minerals from the soil. The stem is going to conduct it to the leaves. The leaves are then going to prepare the food. The food is going to get stored in different parts of the plant, and these different parts of the plant is what we eat. The flowers which are there, which will help in the reproduction of the plant. So these are the functions of plant as a whole. Now apart from the simple plants that we see around us, There are certain amazing and weird plants around the world which you will have to research. So try researching this topic. Try to find out what are the different types of flowers or the plants that we see around us. In the image that you see, there are around 6 types of different plants, and they're actually amazing. They're so colorful, and they can be misleading. If you see the last image, it actually looks like an eye. That's not an eye, that's a plant. If you see, there is the Venus flytrap, which is an insectivorous plant which will trap the insect because of its fragrance and the fluid, and it is going to eat the insect. So the first image that you see is the Rafflesia flower, which is the largest flower of the world. Again, it has a very bad smell. So it's largest flower, but it doesn't have a good smell. It doesn't have a huge stem because the flower is so big. So that is the entire plant. Okay, so there are various images. You can see the pitcher plant also over there. You can see the water is holding. You can see different type of cactus. So here the leaves are modified into thorns. So try researching different weird and amazing plants across the world and understand how come they are like this. Why have they adapted the way they are? And that will help you learn this topic in detail. So thank you for now. We will be meeting soon with a different chapter and different video. Thank you.